Hello boys and girls, welcome. Today we're going to look at how to create an interactive poster in Scratch. First thing you're going to do is you're going to click Create. Alright, so here I have my cat. I'm going to right click the cat and I'm going to kill the cat. Then I'm going to create my backdrops. I'm going to create two backdrops. One is going to be for my splash screen or my start screen, and one is going to be for the actual map itself. I'm going to quickly choose a color, and then the second one I'm going to create a map. And to create an extra backdrop, I just click this button here. You could choose any one of these if you want to include either a clip art background or one that you upload from your computer. So the map I'm going to do today is Egypt. This is kind of like the northern part of Egypt. And here we've got the Sinai, the Red Sea, and there we go. Now I'm going to make my water or ocean. And I'm going to choose this gradient here so it looks more realistic, because water is more shallow closer to the shore, which makes it a different color. Alright, and I'm going to do the same thing with the land. I'm going to use two different colors, brown and light brown. And I'm just going to fill that in there. So here we have our splash screen, and here we have our map itself. Now on the splash screen I want to write in my name. So I'm going to write in Egypt Project. And I'm going to change the font here to something kind of cool looking. Then I'm going to make it nice and big. Now later when you start your Scratch splash screen, you're going to want to have a button. And a common mistake is that people will make buttons on their actual background or the backdrop, and we don't want that. We want the button to be something that you click, something that is right here in the middle, but it's something that is a sprite, not a background. So I have two backdrops here. I have backdrop 1, and I'm just going to make this number 2, rename that. And then I have backdrop 1, I'm just going to write number 1. And that's for me to very easily remember what's going on. I also need to do a little bit of coding. So I'm going to click Scripts, and then I'm going to click Events. When the green flag is clicked, I want it to always switch to backdrop 1. So no matter what, when the game starts, it's going to go back to my splash screen. Alright, now I'm ready to make my sprite. So I'm going to click Paint New Sprite, and I'm going to draw a triangle. So I'm going to make a pyramid button. Okay, I'm just going to make some lines really quickly, make it look kind of pyramid-y. There we go. And I'm going to write the word start right on top of it. Well, that's not a good color, I need something lighter. Great. Make this bigger. Alrighty. And I want this to be centered right there. So immediately once I choose the position of it, I'm going to go to Scripts, and I'm going to put, when the green flag is clicked, go to this location. So no matter what, even if I move it over here on accident, whenever I click the green flag, it goes back to here. Now the purpose of the button is I want it to make it so when I click on it, it goes to the second page. So I'm going to need to code that in. So under Events, I'm going to click, when this sprite is clicked, looks, switch to not switch to custom, switch to backdrop number 2. And so now, when I click the green flag, it starts. I click the start button. We're on the next map. Great. There's only one piece I need to complete this. I need to hide it because you can see this pyramid is still here and I don't want it to be here anymore. So I need to click hide here and I need to click show here because once it gets hidden, it'll always be hidden until you tell it to show up. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So let's not include that. So if I click the green flag here, I click start, it's hidden, great. But when I click the green flag again, it doesn't show back up. So I have to put this piece back in there. Now it's there. Great. So we're almost done with our setup. Now that I'm going to be working on this map, I need to create actual sprites that are going to be on the map itself. Now, I think a good idea would be to get some sprites or get some images you're going to click on from Google. So I'm just going to type in Google and I'm going to type in images so I can get to the images. And I'm going to type in, for example, pyramid, because that might be something that you want. And it's important that your pyramid is actually a .png file. The reason is we want the backdrop to be white or clear or nothing. So I'm going to click on this, and you know it's going to be a PNG file because the backdrop will have this gray and white checkered. So I'm going to move this over just a little bit, and I'm going to click and drag it onto my desktop. And you can see there it is. I just clicked and dragged it over there. So now I'm going to upload it from my desktop and click open. And here we go. Now if you notice, there's no backdrop within the sprite. It's perfectly clear in the background, which is great. One problem you may be looking at is, wow, this pyramid's way too big. So to change that, or to shrink it, you're going to click the shrink button, and notice how the cursor changed to this kind of like 4 little arrows. And I just continually click on the sprite itself until it's about the size that I want. Now I'm going to position this pyramid right where the pyramids are in real life. Once I have my position, I want to click, when the green flag is clicked, motion, go to here. Now I want to show you something. Whenever you bring in a new sprite, sure it's on this page, but it's not going to always be on this page. For example, when I click the green flag, it shows up here. Now, we don't want that to happen. What we want it to do is we want it to hide. So we want to say when the green flag is clicked, hide. So now I click the green flag and it's gone, great. But the problem is I click the start button and it's not there. It's still there, it's just hidden. So we need to say when the backdrop switches to number 2, show. And there you go. The last element of this is we need our actual sprite to do something. We want it to either be animated or we want it to say something, like it should tell us some information. So let's do the animation first and then we'll do the sound. So I'm going to go to costumes and I'm just going to right click this and I'm going to click duplicate. So I want it to look exactly the same. But the difference is I'm actually going to paint this gold up here. Okay, I made it nice and gold on the top. And maybe I can add some more color. Just to kind of highlight it. And I'll make a little door. Okay, great. So now I've got, when I click on it, it's going to turn into that. So I need to tell it to do that. So I need to say, when the green flag is clicked, I always want it to switch to backdrop. Oh, sorry, I forgot one thing. On your costumes, they're going to come with some weird name. Just make it an easy 1 and 2. So when the green flag is clicked, I want to switch to costume number 1. But when this sprite is clicked, we want it to switch to costume 2. Let's go make that sound file. So I click on sound, and we want to record information so our teacher knows, or the person who looks at this knows, that they know what we're talking about. So I'm going to click the record button here, and then I'm going to click record. Then I click allow. This is one of the great Egyptian pyramids. It was made thousands of years ago and is still around today. I'm going to stop there. And this is my sound file. This is one of the great Egyptian pyramids. If you mess up, it's okay. Just continue to record yourself, and you can go actually in and you can edit stuff. You can start deleting these sound files to make sure it's right. See this little blip here? I'm going to see what it says here. It's just a sound, so I'm going to just delete that because I don't need that. So I'm just cleaning this up a little bit. Shorten the pauses a little bit. Now I can play it. This is one of the great Egyptian pyramids. It was made thousands of years ago and is still around today. Great. So I'm just going to put pyramid so I know which recording it is. And then I'm going to come over here. The next thing I need to do is I need to click play sound pyramid, the one I just made, until it's done. And then once it's done, I want it to switch back to the way it used to look with number 1. And once you've done this, you've done all the coding you need. So I'll start it over. Start. You see your icon here for the pyramid. This is one of the great Egyptian pyramids. It was made thousands of years ago and is still around today. Perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. Now, this is only one sprite. You're going to need multiple sprites. So let's grab another picture. Actually, let's not grab one. I'm going to draw the Nile in here. So I'm going to take my paint. I click this one right here. I'm going to make this just blue. And I'm going to literally paint the Nile. So someone can click on the Nile and stuff's going to happen. So you can see once I draw it here, it comes here. And you can see it needs some work. So I'm going to just draw this up here like that. And I'm going to erase this part a little bit. And then let's see if I can move this up a little bit. Alright. And I'm going to change the color. Because the Nile is kind of like that. Nah, too green. There we go. Great. So here is the Nile. This is something that you're going to be able to click on. But again, every time you add a sprite, it shows up. So we need to click, and we need to code it so it goes away. So the first thing is when the green flag is clicked, we click hide. We also put go to here because it's in the perfect spot. And then we need to code it to do the same kind of things that the pyramid did. Now if you notice, I had to actually go over here and click green flag and then hide and then go to. You can actually take the coding from this guy and you can bring it over to here. So for example, I can click when the backdrop switches to number 2, show. And all I did was I just clicked and dragged, and see now it's here. So you can actually borrow some of that coding to save some time. One last thing I want to leave you with is, if you try to click and drag things like this, sure, I can click on it, but nothing's really going to happen because the sound pyramid only stays with the sprite that you recorded it on. So you're going to need to make your own sprite for this. Also, if you notice, the costume is 2 and 1, but on here it just says costume 1. So we need to do the same thing here. We need to duplicate it, need to call this 2, you would need to call this 1. It has to have the same names if you're going to use the same files. And I'm just going to make it a different color. Just so when it gets clicked on, you can see that it's working. So I come here, click Start. Oh, I need to switch it. And there you have it. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any further questions, please let me know, and tune in for next time.